Now let us see the problem of orthographic projection. This one is the given data. Whatever you are observing this figure, this is the given data or given problem. And from this problem, we have to draw the front view, top view and the side view. First of all, we will observe the figure. In the figure, arrow is given, this one. Whenever the arrow is given, that should be the front view. Means we will observe the diagram from this side, that will be the front view. And from this side, we will observe the figure, that will be your top view. And this one is the center line at the mid, means, and arrow is shown and A is shown, and here A is shown, means that is the cutting plane. Means from this line we are trying to cut the object and we will remove half portion, and whatever we will observe we will draw in the front view. Now how I have calculated this 100 mm distance in the front view. See here in the front view, from this point to this point, what is the distance? That is 560. Hence radius will be 30. Means this distance will be 30. Then we will go to the upper side and this side, and we will see this one, and 30 plus 40, 70. And then again from this point, this distance is 30. Means the total distance is 100. Horizontal distance is 100. Then how we have calculated this vertical distance for the front view, which is 96. First of all, we will see the distance. See this distance, this point to this point distance is 60 and plus 36. Then it will be 96. Hence I have drawn 96 and this 100. Same is the procedure applied for the top view. In the top view I have taken this distance 80. If you will observe in the top view from this side, if you will observe from this side, then we will see that this will be the 80 distance, and which is drawn here. And whatever the point, this point and this point, 100 mm distance, we have taken the projection in the downward direction. Then from this point we have taken the projection in the downward direction. First of all, while starting the problem, I have drawn x y line and then x1 y1 line, and from this point I have taken the 10 mm distance in the upper direction and 10 mm distance to the lower side. And same is the procedure. From this point I have taken 10 mm distance up to this point, and from this point I have taken the 10 mm distance to this side. Now I will try to take the front view. See here, this point to this point distance is how much? That is phi is equal to 60. Means radius is 30. Means from this point to this point 30, and from this point to this point it will be 30. Means from this point to this point will be the 30. Hence I will draw first of all the center line. First of all I will draw the center line. First of all, I will mark the center line. Then the diameter is phi is equal to 30. Hence I will take 15 and radius as 15, and then I will draw the circle. Radius will be 15. First of all I will take this as the center point and I will draw the circle. This will be the circle. Okay. Then for the outer diameter, that is diameter is 60. This outer diameter is 60. Hence the radius will be 30. Hence I will take the radius as 30. See here, I will take the radius as 30, and then I will mark the radius 30. From here I will draw the circle. But I have not completed the circle here, because from this center line 20 millimeter distance is towards the right. Means from this center point 20 millimeter distance is towards the right side. Hence I will take the distance from this to this one as 20, and I will draw the line. From this point, means from this point the distance up to this one is the 36. Hence I will draw the continuous line. Then from this towards right, continuous line. I will draw the continuous line. Then this distance is how much? It is 20. Means from this point to this, in the downward direction, there will be 20 millimeter distance. I will take the 20 millimeter distance. Here it will be 20. See here, from this point to this point, their distance will be 20, and which is here towards left side, and this distance is 20, and then I have drawn the line in the downward direction. From this point to this point I have joined the point. Then here from this point to this point, the radius is 30. Hence I will mark the center point. Or from this point to this point, the center is at 40. Hence I will mark the distance 40, and I will mark the center line. And the middle circle is having phi is equal to 30, means diameter is 30, means from this point 15 millimeter distance towards right and 15 millimeter distance towards left. 15 millimeter distance towards left and 15 millimeter distance towards right, means that will be the 30. Hence I will draw the continuous line, because we have taken the sectional view. Now we will take the projection from the front view to the top view. First of all, in the top view we will complete the circle. Hence I will take the center point in the top view. First of all, I will take the center point. This will be the center point in the top view. First of all, I will draw the center line. This one is the center line in the top view. Then I will take the midpoint of 80, means in the top view I will take the midpoint of 80. This one I will take the midpoint of 80, and I will draw the center line here also. I will draw the center line. And I will take the projection of this circle, this one, in the top view. First of all, I will take the projections. Projections line should be the faint line. This one is the projection. Then this one is the projection, and projection line should be faint. Then I will take the distance. Phi is equal to 30, means radius will be 15. I have taken the distance in the compass, and I will draw the circle here. I will draw the circle in the top view having phi is equal to 30. This circle is drawn. Then this semicircle, for semicircle radius is equal to 30. Radius is equal to 30. Hence I will take the distance r is equal to 30. Then I will take the distance r is equal to 30. Then from this center point 40 millimeter distance is there, and this will just like a square shape. From this point I will take up to the up to this point, center line in the top view. Hence I will join the point here, and I will also join the point here, and in the top view this is joint. This is the circle, this is the semicircle. Then from this point to this point here, from this point to this point here, and from this point to this point here in the top view. Then in the top view, first of all we have to see this cylinder. Okay, and for this cylinder we have to take the projection from this point and this point. Then in the top view we will see the cylinder. First of all I will join the dark lines here. Then this is the cylinder. I will take the projection here. This is the cylinder. This one is the projection line, and I have taken the projection and drawn the dark line. Now if we will see from this portion to this portion, and this line means this line will be dotted line because it is not visible. It is not visible, this line, but here it will be visible because from the circle it is visible, and then again it is not visible. Hence I have drawn the dotted line. Then for this middle circle, if you will observe from the top side, that will be the hidden line or the dotted line. Hence I will try to take the projections from the top view, and that will be the dotted line. This is the middle circle, or the cylindrical portion is there, but that is the hidden line. This will be the hidden line. And this portion from the top view, this one is not visible, means this portion I have to draw in the top view. I will take the projection in the top view, and from this point portion to this portion, from this portion to this portion, it is not visible, hence it will be the dotted line. This will be the dotted line. Now I will show this as the cutting plane, then this as the cutting plane. Then we will take the projection in the towards the right side. The left hand side view, we have to draw the left hand side view from this side. We have drawn front view and we have drawn the top view. Now we will see the left hand side view. First of all, I will take the projection from the front view. First of all, I will take the projection from the front view. This will be the center line. Okay. Then I will take the projection from the top view. Then this one. Then this one. This one. And this will be the center line. First of all, I will take this as the center point and this distance, and I will transfer this distance with the help of arc. Then this distance with the help of arc. Then this center line, first of all I will transfer the center line as an arc. Here, then this point with the help of arc, and this is center line, this line with the help of arc. Now first of all I will transfer the center line. First of all I will transfer the center line, this one. This one is the center line. Okay. First of all I will draw this point, and in the side view we have to see this point here, this point here, this point here, and this point here. Join this line, join these points with the help of dark lines. This one, then this one, then this one, and this one should be the dark line. Then this line will be the dotted line. Already I have drawn the center line here, but this line will be the dotted line. This line will be the dotted line from this side view. This circle is not visible, hence I will draw the dotted line. Okay, I will draw the dotted line. Center is drawn, dotted line is drawn. Now we will see the upper portion. From this center line towards left 15 millimeter distance, and from this center point 15 millimeter to the right side, from this center point 15 millimeter, and which we have to take from the top view. Then I will draw the dotted line here, and from this center line I will draw the dotted line. But this distance is 20. From this 20 distance I will mark the point, and for this portion I will transfer this one and this portion, this projection line. Then I will transfer the point, for this portion, and for transfer the points from the top view. This portion, this line is transferred, then this is the point, this will be the point, this is the point, and this is the point. But this point, means this point, is not visible in the left hand side. If you observe this figure from this side, this point is not visible, hence I will draw the dotted line here. I will draw the dotted line here, here, and here. Okay, and I will draw the dotted line here, continuous line, and this one is the continuous line. If you will observe this dotted line for this point, if you will observe from this left side, this portion or this line is not visible, hence I have drawn with the help of dotted line. Now this size is 80 and I have taken it towards the left hand side view, hence the distance is 80. This distance is 80. First of all, we will mark the circle in the front view. This distance is how much? This distance is 530. I will mark the distance here, 530, and this outer circle is phi is equal to 60. Phi is equal to 60. This distance is phi is equal to 60. Then from this point to the central line, towards the central line, this distance is how much? It is 40. Here with the freehand sketch I am trying to mention the distance, but in the examination you should not use the freehand sketch. From this point to this point, this is 36. This is 36. You should not use the freehand sketch. Just to save the time I am trying to mention the dimension. This is 20. From this point to this point it is 20. Okay, which is shown in the front view. Now in the top view, the circle, this one is the middle circle having the dimension phi is equal to 30. And this radius is this radius is equal to 30. Now from this A, this is the cutting plane. This is the cutting plane. We have removed the portion, half product is removed, and whatever the view will be there, that will be the hatching line or the section line. First of all, I will choose this point. Hatching line angle should be 45 degree, and I will take this 45 degree, and with the help of this angle from this point, here angle is 45, I will draw one line, and to this one line I will mark the hatching line. The distance should be proper. This will be the hatching line or the sectional line. This will be the sectional line or the hatching line. This one. I will try to draw the proper hatching lines. This one is the sectional line or the hatch. There should be the proper distance between the two lines. The angle of the hatching line is 45 degree. That is 45 degree. These are the hatching lines, or it is also called as the sectional line. This one is the sectional line. This one is the sectional line. Whatever you are observing, this inclined line at an angle 45 degree, that is the sectional line or the hatching line. Now observe this portion. From this point to this point, means from this point to this point, this will be the sectional line, and from this point to this point, from this point to this point is it is a hollow portion. Then from this point to this point, from this point to this point, it is not hollow portion, hence it will be the sectional line. And here this portion is hollow, this portion is hollow, this is, and we have taken the cutting or the cutting plane is from this A to A. Okay, I hope that all of you have understood this problem. Thank you very much.